Squid Game's third season returned with a vengeance, captivating audiences worldwide and pushing its brutal high-stakes formula to new extremes. The finale, released June 27, 2025, left fans reeling with its shocking, emotional conclusion and a legacy-altering twist. This season's journey was marked by devastating losses: Dae-ho, Shaman Seon-yo, and the tragic mother-son duo, Gi-hun and Yong-sik, each death stripping away hope and deepening the show's core message about the dehumanizing effects of extreme capitalism. The finale forced protagonist Gi-hun into a choice that redefined what it means to win, raising profound questions about morality, sacrifice, and humanity. Let's break down the key events and themes that made this finale unforgettable. The final challenge, known as the Game of Towers, was the ultimate test of skill and endurance. It was a harrowing gauntlet of deadly obstacles, each more treacherous than the last, designed to push the contestants to their absolute limits. The course was meticulously designed to isolate and break the last contestants, both physically and mentally. The psychological warfare was just as potent as the physical dangers. As alliances crumbled under the immense pressure and players fell victim to the deadly traps, the true nature of the game began to reveal itself. The game's true, sinister purpose emerged: to strip away any semblance of humanity, all for the perverse entertainment of the wealthy VIPs who watched from their luxurious perches. In a shocking and completely unexpected twist, a pregnant woman went into labor during the most critical phase of the final game, adding an entirely new layer of complexity and moral weight to the situation. And then, her newborn, player 222, became, without a doubt, the most vulnerable and innocent contestant the games had ever seen. The mere presence of the infant forced Gi-hun to confront a profound moral dilemma, a choice that extended far beyond simple survival or the allure of unimaginable wealth. Ultimately, against all odds, the newborn won the staggering 45.6 billion won prize, a victory that was only made possible by the selfless sacrifices of others, most notably Gi-hun, who chose compassion over personal gain. The baby's unexpected win is deeply symbolic, representing a clean slate and a glimmer of hope for a future untainted by the pervasive greed, violence, and corruption that define the games. Ultimately, it's a haunting indictment of the deeply flawed world that created and perpetuated the games in the first place. In the finale's most powerful and emotionally resonant moment, we witness a pivotal decision. Gi-hun, faced with an impossible choice, ultimately chose to sacrifice himself, turning his back on the potential prize money. This selfless act was primarily to save the newborn baby, ensuring the child would have a chance at a life free from the horrors he had experienced. It was also a powerful rejection of the game's core philosophy, a philosophy built on ruthless competition and the exploitation of the vulnerable. His final words, "We are not horses, we are humans," were not just a statement, but a declaration of his newfound belief. They directly challenged the dehumanization that the games actively fostered and perpetuated, stripping individuals of their inherent worth. This dehumanization was at the very heart of the games, the engine that drove its cruelty. Gi-hun's act was the culmination of his long and arduous journey, a testament to his evolving moral compass. He transformed from a broken survivor, burdened by debt and despair, into a moral victor who chose compassion over personal gain. His actions served as a powerful reminder, proving that empathy and self-sacrifice are not weaknesses, but strengths. They endure even in the darkest of circumstances, offering a glimmer of hope amidst despair. His sacrifice ensured that the immense prize money, tainted by blood and suffering, ultimately went to someone innocent and deserving of a fresh start. In doing so, he honored the memory of all those who perished in the games, their lives tragically cut short. While the baby technically won the money, inheriting the prize through Gi-hun's intervention, Gi-hun's choice to forfeit his own potential winnings was the true victory, a moral triumph over a system designed to corrupt. It was a final, defiant statement against the forces of greed and exploitation. It showed that some things, like human dignity and compassion, are inherently worth more than mere survival or the accumulation of wealth. His death ultimately transformed the very meaning of winning, exposing the hollowness of victory achieved through such brutal means. It served as a stark reminder, exposing the system's inherent moral bankruptcy and the devastating consequences of unchecked greed. Ultimately, Gi-hun's legacy is one of enduring hope, and the resilience of humanity in the face of unimaginable adversity. The finale delivered a series of shocking revelations, but perhaps the biggest twist of all revealed the frontman to be none other than Player 001, a twist that completely recontextualized everything we thought we knew. He was a former contestant who had somehow ascended to become an overseer of the very games he once participated in. This revelation exposed the game's vicious cycle, a self-perpetuating system of despair and control. His true identity added a layer of tragic depth to the narrative. He's not just a simple villain, a cardboard cutout of evil, he's a product of the system itself, molded and twisted by its cruel realities. He is forever scarred, haunted by the trauma of his own experience within the games. While Gi-hun ultimately sacrificed his own immediate happiness, other survivors like the determined police officer Jun-ho and the courageous journalist No Yul also managed to escape the island. They escaped with new, vital missions driving them forward. Jun-ho, still reeling from his inability to fully confront his brother, the frontman, stepped up and became the guardian to Sae-byok's newborn. He also took responsibility for the substantial prize money, finding a renewed sense of purpose in protecting innocent life. Meanwhile, No Yul escaped with crucial evidence, determined to expose the truth about the games to the world. She represents the enduring power of hope through truth and accountability. Their continued survival ensures that Gi-hun's sacrifice wasn't entirely in vain, that it held some meaning. They carry the torch, continuing the fight forward. One by nurturing hope and offering protection, the other relentlessly seeking justice and exposing the truth. Despite the brutality, the finale is threaded with hope found not in victory, but in acts of compassion and sacrifice. Gi-hun's selflessness and the baby's survival prove that humanity can endure, even in the darkest places. The show's final moments contrast this with the VIP's detached cruelty, underscoring the value of empathy. In a tantalizing cliffhanger, a new recruiter, played by Cate Blanchett, approaches a desperate American, hinting at the game's global reach. The story teases a possible spin-off, Squid Game America, and a new chapter of deadly competition. While Gi-hun's story ends, the fight against the system continues. The Squid Game is everywhere, and a new set of players is about to be invited.